right, hello everybody. It's time for another live chat, although a quickie because every other week I have my acupuncture appointment and I have quite a few things to do today since we are getting close to the end of the year and Christmas and Yule and all that good stuff. So lots of stuff. Let's see, what time is it? It is 9:17, so at 9:45 I will have to go. But what I figured I would do for today's live chat, kind of go over a few decks that I got mostly in trades, and busting out my spreads journal to see if maybe we as like a community today can just maybe put together a few questions and create a spread. So I think that would be lovely. All right, and then also, once people pop in here, I will talk about my awesome piece of labradorite that I've been carrying around. You would think people would carry around a smaller piece of labradorite, but I just really felt like I needed to carry around my big one. What up, Steph? See, I finally made it on. I just had to take a shower, but my shower took a little longer because Wally likes to take showers with me, so he usually jumps on my back and then we get in the shower together, and then he likes to drink the shower water and he likes to wet his backside, so he got his tail and his hind legs all wet. And then he turns around on my back when he's ready to get out, and then, you know, I open the shower curtain and then you get this wet puma racing through the house. So it took a little longer, so then my shower took a little longer. Oh, I do have to show you my cool new tank top I got for my nerdy friends out there. It's got all the starships, all the enterprises, all the different enterprises. So, yeah, it was like, they were having some sort of sale, like Christmas sale, so it was like only $10. But it's on a website called heruniverse.com. So it's like it's a site just for girls, and it's like all the nerdy stuff, so like comic books and like sci-fi TV shows and you know, all sorts of stuff, you know, superhero stuff. So there's all kinds of things like for girl wear and everything, and whenever they have Star Trek stuff, I'm like, yes. So anywho, so yeah, so I'll be representing Star Trek right now. And so yeah, I was kind of showing off my awesome piece of labradorite here. I got this a while back, probably like last year, but I've really felt like I needed to carry it around, so I even took it with me to school on Friday. Yeah, Thursday and Friday, I believe. You know, I have my little pieces of labradorite, but I was like, no, I gotta carry around the big one. So yeah, I had this next to my computer on my desk. The students were just watching Thursday and Friday a documentary to prepare them for their finals, because for their finals they're doing a presentation, a group presentation, and some of them are moaning and groaning because they're like, what if I get a bunch of losers in my presentation? You know, my grade's gonna suffer. And so I've told them how grades will play out, especially if people aren't participating, you know, in the group, so that I will make sure that justice is served. So yeah, they're watching, what are they watching? Walmart, The High Cost of Low Prices. It's kind of a cheesy documentary, but their unit is called Ambition. So they have to present on any aspect of American culture that has to do with ambition. So it could be ambition in American entertainment, American sports, American, I don't know, whatever, in Hollywood, whatever it may be. And they need to look at the pros and the cons of ambition, you know, where sometimes the pro could be that you achieve your goals, you create something that benefits all of humanity, or maybe the negative side of ambition is that you maybe compromise some of your morals or whatever along the way, some of your ethos, and maybe you step on the little guy along the way, and maybe you reject certain friends because they're no longer part of your ambitious goals. So yeah, that should be an interesting unit for their finals. So let me just show off a few decks that I got this week. Some of them were bought, some of them were traded. So let me go over the ones that, just the two that were bought. So the first one, my students are 17 and 18 years old. I have high school seniors, so this is their last year. They have to pass my class because I have a core class. So they have to pass math, they have to pass English, and they have to pass their econ government class. So if they don't pass those classes, they don't pass their senior year, and they would have to either go to adult school or whatever. So I don't understand the students that are like, oh, well, I'll just fail first semester and then I'll make it up in credit retrieval during my second semester. I'm like, what? That was such a foreign concept to me when I was in school. My parents would have kicked my butt. My father saw a B on my report card and he was wondering what was going on. I was like, it's just a B. My dad's like, I don't care. So anyway, my first deck came in this cool this cool little like plastic container, and it is Pam's Vintage Tarot. You can get this off of a couple of sites. It's kind of like a print on demand deck, and it's the original art by Pamela Coleman Smith, restored by Real, and it's limited to 500 decks. And I got this from drivethroughcards.com. So it was like a just, you know, print on demand. I think some people got it from other sites, but I mean the deck is the same. How it's presented is different. Like I got this, some people got the little satin bag, some, you know, somebody got something else, but I kind of like it in this because I think it's a lot safer, especially since it's so small. You know, it's literally just yeah, it's like bridge size. It's really a small deck. It has the cool, you know, vintage backing, and then there's this card with Pamela Smith, and it has a little bit about her. It says, to all great people and those who mean so much to us, thank you for all wonderful things you did. Your legacy is our foundation for a better future. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, let me just show off maybe a few of these cards. Like normally I'm not a collector of like traditional Rider-Waite-Smith decks. I mean, I have decks that follow a Rider-Waite-Smith system, but the actual images of Rider-Waite-Smith or the Waite-Smith they just don't really like appeal to me that much. I mean, I have one like OG deck, but it's like the giant deck, and for some reason, because it's so big and like obnoxious, I really like it, even though it's super saturated and yellow. To me, it's kind of like fun and goofy, so I kind of like it. And then here, this was so small and vintagey, and I really liked that, like all the numbers and the names, well, not really all the numbers, they're cut off, so that really appealed to me because I love vintage things. So now I'm like, okay, I like this deck. Yeah, so it's like, it just seems so much better. Oh, and there's extra cards put in here as well, which is kind of cool. And they claim, dude, totally same taste. I'm saying opposite ends of the world, but the same. So like I mean, doesn't it look just like much more fun? I mean, you don't have numbers, you don't have names, it's just the pictures, it's aged, it's lovely. So I can dig this. I've been bringing it with me everywhere. I told my Santa Muerte tarot, I'm like, I haven't neglected you as a tarot. This is just my homie right now. Like, we could still work together. Sometimes I feel like some of my decks get jealous. Oh, jealous. I pulled the jealousy card. Nice. So there's one of the extra cards. Yeah, I will definitely try to, at the very end of this, maybe do a little try with this, but it reads really well. I found out that it's a really, at least for me, it reads softly. Like it's it tells you like, oh hey, here's how things are, but it's not really jarring. It's not trying to be like mean to you or anything. Like, it seems really comforting as a deck, but also while giving you pertinent information. Another, excuse me, AG deck that I picked up is the Nature's Pharmacy, and I talked about this in the last live chat, and this is one that has been on yes, sometimes you need a little bit of gentleness. Sometimes you don't always need the psh, 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 psh. Sometimes I don't need the person to take off the glove and slap me in the face. But yeah, this was on my Amazon wish list for like a year, maybe more. And it was like from third-party sellers, so it wasn't really like technically through Amazon. And it was like $50, and I'm like, nah. But it doesn't mean I didn't I took it off my wish list. Like, I kept it on my wish list. And then during like our Black Friday, Cyber Monday things that we have like right after Thanksgiving, the deck was $15. And I was like, 15? Like, we could do that. And so I got it, and it took about 4 days longer than it should have to get to me because it got lost in the mail. And I was like, no, and the post office kept losing it. And then I was like, come on, make it to me, make it to me. And it finally came. So, I mean, took a while from getting lost, but finally here. And it's 50 healing plants. But let me read the back for you guys. It says, culled from the rare book collection of the Leicester T. Mertz Library and the Nature's Pharmacy exhibition at the New York Botanical Garden, this deck offers a rich source of information for gardeners, plant lovers, and anyone interested in natural healing. One side of each card features the healthful properties of an herb or plant, while the flip side displays lush renderings of the plants themselves, reproduced from the New York Botanical Garden's vast collection of botanical illustrations. An introductory card explains how plants have been used for medicinal, cosmetic, and culinary purposes since ancient times, and how they are used today. So, let me pull out the introductory card. So it's just like a little fold-out pamphlet. On, I think it's the back. They are, yeah, for the most part, common ones. And it was interesting because I felt a little funky yesterday, like I was kind of nauseous all day, and I'm pretty sure that was due to, like, I keep a really strict pretty healthy diet, and for the past few days I've been maybe off that eating well regimen. I mean, most of the day I was eating well, but you know, I mean, there was a lot of pie in there and there was like fried chicken or like some other stuff, and I think my system was just like, no, like, alert, alert, sound the siren. What's going on? And so yeah, so I felt like nauseous all day. I was like, nope, we're going back to the healthy train, because my system does not do well eating rotten like too many days in a row. And it was eating rotten for like 2 or 3 days, and it was like, you know, even though I was going to the gym and everything, you know, my body really lets me know when I am going off the wagon too much. Yes. Okay, so on the back here, it has a list of all the plants that are in the deck, but it also tells you like who did the artwork, and the artwork is not new artwork. So by it looking aged, that's because it really is old. So like, let's see, for like ginkgo. Actually, ginkgo is what I pulled last night. I pulled out this deck and I was like, well, it's the pharmacy deck. So I was like, what could I take right now to help alleviate my stomach upsetness, you know? And it said American ginkgo, and I was like, oh. Or no, it was American ginseng. That's what it was. So let me look up ginseng for you. Oh no, we'll look at the ginkgo one. Okay, so the ginkgo is by Pierre-François Xavier de Charlevoix. And it's in French, but I think I can translate. History of the General Descriptions of Japan, Paris. 1736. Well, there you go. So I don't know. The camera's a little, hey, New Age lunatic, what's up? So I'm not going to be on too long today because again, it's one of those days again where I have my acupuncture. But you know, I figure being on is better than ditching you guys. So yeah, so let me just show off some of these. So like, let's say for onion, it has a cool picture here. And like even down at the bottom, it's got like the notes of the, well, not really, well, I guess it's the artist, but the person who like collects these things, where they were categorizing them for the New York Botanical Gardens. And then there's some information on the back. So it gives it the botanical name, the plant family, the origin, gives you some basic information on it, and then current uses of it. So this was really good. I didn't actually have any American ginseng laying around when I was not feeling so well last night. So I was like, okay, intuition, guide me to something like some sort of tea that I could make. And so I made my Emperor's green leaf, it's loose green leaf tea from China, mixed with hawthorn berry, orange peel, and comfrey. Yeah. And so I had all those together, and I might say that I'm feeling so much better this morning, and my abs are de-bloated, and I feel like my normal self again. So let me just quickly show you some of these plants. So this one is the American ginseng card that I pulled. Ginkgo, parsley, tea, cranberry, thyme. I won't go through all of them. Passion flower, but I will do a review, so look for this next Sunday. I always like to post my reviews for Sundays. Arnica. Yeah, that's what they are. They're just from like culled from dictionaries, and then put together, and they're from the New York Botanical Library, which is pretty cool. This last one is nutmeg and mace. Okay, so with my last 10 minutes that I got, Sherry Bug, what's up? Let's see. But yeah, so next Sunday, definitely look for this. I will. I'm getting the notification on my phone right now. It says, it will take you 9 minutes to get to acupuncture. I'm like, I knew. Hold on, let me take this notification off. There we go. So these two I ended up getting in a trade. So I traded 3 of my decks. I traded the First Light Tarot, Tarot of Cocktails, and what else did I trade? Andara Crystals Oracle, for these two. I mean, I would have kind of just done it maybe for crystals, or maybe even one deck, but I was like, whatever, you know, I just kind of wanted them to, it was time for them to move on. So I kind of have always wanted the Earth Magic deck, and I haven't worked with the Aboriginal Spirit deck, but I found this one to be pretty awesome. It's taken me a while to figure out how to read the cards though. Okay, so while some of us are here, I figured we could quickly make a Yule spread together. Oh yeah, the Earth Magic's pretty awesome. So if we make a spread together, then I will post another video where I do a walkthrough of the spread. But I figured, you know, while I'm writing in my little spread book here, this has all my little spreads that I've created, but I thought we could do one together as a live chat. So like a Yule spread, you know, since Yule's coming up. So go ahead and post on here some questions, or like card positions, like questions to go with card positions, and then maybe I'll put it into like a little pattern, like it could be in the shape of a Christmas tree. Yeah, the Aboriginal art is pretty cool. So yeah, maybe we can put our questions in the shape of a Christmas tree, Yule log, I don't know, something kind of Yule related. those are the backs of those cards, those Aboriginal cards. Very simple, but pretty cool. So yeah, if you guys want to start posting any questions that you think would be Yule themed, and then I'll make a spread out of it. And I think that would be fun. My last 10 minutes on here. You had a Christmas tree in mind. Or the Yule tree. Whoops. There's our other one. What is prickly like? Oh, that's a good one. What is prickly like a holly leaf? Okay, let's write this down. Okay. What's prickly like a holly leaf? Okay, that's a good question. Any other questions we could add to this spread? Just making sure I can see them. Okay, so you guys think of some more questions. We have what's prickly like a holly leaf. That one's really good. I like that one. Something that maybe is a little agitating. This will be our community Yule spread. Yule spread. Okay. Let's see. I think I can jump in with a question too. I'm trying to think like Yule related. What's subtle like a snowflake? Ooh, that one's good. What's subtle like a snowflake? What needs to be warmed by the fire? Warmed by the fire. Okay. Let's see, what else? Okay, so we have what's prickly like a holly leaf, what's subtle like a snowflake, and what needs to be warmed by the fire. Okay, other spread positions you guys can think of. These are really good. What needs to be refreshed? Yeah. What needs to be refreshed? Let's see, how can we put refreshed? What needs to be refreshed like... No, I'm thinking to put it more in like a Yule phrasing or Christmas phrasing. So, what? Oh, okay. Let me see. What lights your cold, dark winter night? Oh. Okay, what lights your cold, dark winter night? That's awesome. Okay. I'm thinking for refreshed, like flowers, bouquets, wreaths. I think that one, yeah, I'm gonna add something like that. Hey, this is pretty good. Okay, so we have 5 questions. Are we good with a 5-card spread, or do we want to add a couple more cards? Like a 7-card or a 6-card, or... Let's see, hold on, looking at time, 9:42, only have to leave in a few minutes. Okay, so what's prickly like a holly leaf, what's subtle like a snowflake, what needs to be warmed by the fire, what needs to be refreshed like a holiday wreath, what lights your cold, dark winter nights, or night. And for the Christmas tree, it misses one. Yeah, so we need to make it in the shape of a snowman, a Christmas tree. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, and then maybe a standout at the bottom, so like 7. Okay, we'll go 7 cards. Let's see. Oh, someone to share your hot cocoa with. Your hot cocoa with. There we go. Okay, you guys come up with one more question. That will be the base of our tree. Nice! There we go. Snowball fight. What to throw away? Fight. What to throw away. Okay, and then I'm going to write down, okay, so we have it. That will be our spread. So we'll have, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so technically it would be in this shape. So this would kind of like be our Christmas tree. Let me write down everybody's name on here so that I can credit everybody that helped put this together. And I will, next week, I will have a video up that has a walkthrough of this spread that you guys helped create. So let me just scroll through here and make sure I have everybody's name. So of course we have Steph. Sherry Bug, D. And who else do I have? Yeah, okay. And New Age Lunatic, you were in here, so so New Age Lunatic. Okay, I think that's yeah, okay, so I think that's and then of course me. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I will create this and put it up next week, and I'll make sure that all your names are in there. Yeah, you guys could definitely do a VR. I mean, it's like technically like your spread, so so yeah, well, it is your guys' spread. So all right, I will put that together. And yeah, I mean, it feels like really good. Like today just energetically feels awesome. Relatives at Christmas. I have some stuff to throw away. Faux show. Okay, I'm gonna pull one card from this deck. Yes, go team! Woo! Just to kind of leave us with a quick something something, and then I will sign off. So I'm sorry it was so short today, but you know, I just really wanted to jump in, at least even if it was briefly, just to kind of catch up with my homies, since I really like, you know, I love connecting with you guys, and it was really on my mind to kind of like do like a quick little spread with you guys, or create a spread with you. So that's awesome. Okay, so I'm asking my Nature's Pharmacy deck for a plant that we could all maybe meditate on the energy of, that might help us through our day and possibly our week. So let's see. Maybe I'll turn it over so I'm not looking at the pictures. Okay, I'm gonna stare at the airplane going past my window. Aha, we have a card. The card is Onion. Interesting, because it was the first card I pulled when I showed it off. Okay, so we have Onion. Origin, Mediterranean region. By classical times, the onion was already long cultivated as both a food and a medicine. Onions are mentioned in Chaldean we have a lot of Chaldeans in our neighborhood. Egyptian and Greek sources. And Greco-Roman medicine, the juice was used to treat the ears and eyes. In ancient Egypt, onions were used in mummification. Bulbs were placed in the ears, near the eyes, or in the thorax or pelvis. According to dietary regimens prescribed in medieval health handbooks, onions were very warm in nature. Thus, they were recommended for eating in wintertime, hello, and thought good for people with cold temperaments, elderly people, and people living in northern regions. Their diuretic and expectorant properties were also recognized. Current uses: onions are a flavorful ingredient in many of the world's cuisines. Okay, so what I'm getting from our friend the onion, besides the pretty, like, you know, pertinent, connective information, I mean, it's like wintertime. We have a huge Chaldean population in our town, Chaldean and Muslim, Arabs and Chaldean Arabs, which are Christian Arabs. And the other big population that we have in the United States is in Detroit, Michigan. So it's here in, just in El Cajon, like, area, and Michigan, but like nowhere else in San Diego really, because that's where the two big churches are. So we have a massive church here in El Cajon. So like within a couple mile radius, that's where all our Chaldeans are. Hence the school I work at, there's a lot of Chaldean. And then in Detroit, Michigan, that's where they have their other church. So there's a lot of Chaldean there. And some of my students I was talking to, I was trying to figure out, they kept saying coffee, coffee. And I was like, what does coffee mean? And they're like, oh, it means stop, like you're angry, like stop, stop. They're like, coffee. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I always thought that ahoy wala shai is like, do you want coffee or tea? So I learned to speak a little Arabic. Anyway, so I'm thinking, like, at this time, because I always think of like the crying with the onions, that you know, with wintertime, when we think of things that, you know, we have to let go for, you know, this darker time of the year as we go into like the new year, there's always like this purging and this letting go, and oftentimes that brings tears. But just because we're saddened or something brings tears to our eyes doesn't mean it's bad to let things go. Sometimes we just, you physically got to purge some of those emotions, and sometimes they just come in the form of tears. So, sorry, my notification popping up. So, that's kind of what I'm getting from my friend the onion, is that, you know, as you guys are letting go, whatever you're letting go of, people, situations, you might just be purging items in your home. It's okay to have a little cry over it, because it's just the body physically also letting go. So, yay! So that could be for some of us today, it could be for the week, or maybe some of us even the month. So yeah, I found that to be rather relevant. Yes, good to purge all that stuff. All right, my homies, it's time for me to go to acupuncture, and then later I'm going to be going to my friend Maria, who's she's also my hairdresser, but she's going to be trimming my hair. I get my hair trimmed every 6 months. Yeah, you have a great day too. Thank you, thank you. So I'm just taking like 3 or 4 inches off my hair, and I do that every like 6 months. My hair grows back really fast, so it's fine. And I don't know if you guys could see, but my skunk streak is coming in quite strong, so she's also going to be covering that up. I'm like, why? Why am I going gray? Anyway, so yeah, skunk streaks will be covered, hair will be trimmed, so I'm going to wait till later to do my videos for next week, because she always makes my hair look so pretty, so I'll wait till my hair looks pretty before I make some more videos. All right, you spiritual homies. I know, I started going gray like when I was like 28. I was like, no! Anywho, thank you guys for coming by. I know it was really short, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. See ya. Ooh, there we go.